They never hit him hard enough to leave bruises. They didn't need to. Their words did the work. Every laugh reminded him he didn't belong. Every whisper told him he was invisible. He learned how to disappear in plain sight until one quiet. Truth changed everything. God saw him, and that belief became stronger than every voice that tried to erase him. The first lesson he learned was silence. He learned early that speaking invited attention, and attention invited pain. So he became quiet, not because he had nothing to say, but because he learned that silence felt safer. Bullying rarely begins with cruelty, often begins with difference. A different voice, a different walk, a different way of thinking. Difference attracts notice. Notice attracts judgment. When laughter becomes a weapon, laughter is supposed to heal, but in the wrong hands. It wounds. They laughed at him, not with him. And laughter, when repeated, becomes memory. The slow erosion of identity. Bullying does not destroy all at once. It erodes. Confidence weakens. Joy dulls. Hope thins. He began to see himself through their eyes. Invisibility. A survival. He stopped raising his hand, stopped trying to belong, stopped believing his presence mattered. Invisibility felt like protection. Home was not always safer. School followed him home. In thoughts, in nightmares, in self-doubt. The world shrank. When words become truth, the most dangerous thing about bullying is not what others say, but what you begin to believe. He believed he was weak, unwanted, forgettable. The birth of self-contempt didn't just hate the bullying, he hated himself for not stopping it. Shame replaced anger. Faith as a distant concept. God felt abstract, a name mentioned by others, a story told from afar, certainly not someone who noticed him. Why would God see someone like me? That question haunted him. If people ignored him, why would God be different? The loneliness of being surrounded. He was never truly alone, yet he felt isolated everywhere. Crowds magnify loneliness when you feel unseen. The mask he learned to wear. He smiled when expected. He nodded when spoken to. He became skilled at appearing fine. Anger without direction. Anger had nowhere to go. It turned inward, and inward anger becomes despair. When hope feels dangerous. Hope felt risky, because hope when crushed hurts more than expectation. So he stopped hoping. The moment that almost broke him there is always a moment. Not dramatic, not public, just the quiet realization. I don't know how much longer I can live like this. A sentence that changed everything. He heard it unexpectedly, not shouted, not forced, just a sentence spoken with calm certainty. God sees you. Resistance to the idea. He rejected it immediately. It felt sentimental, too simple, almost insulting. What if it were true? But the thought lingered. What if God saw the things others mocked? What if he noticed the quiet ones? Seeing is different from watching. To be watched is neutral. To be seen is personal. The idea unsettled him. Faith begins as a question. Faith did not arrive as conviction. It arrived as curiosity. Could it be possible? The first honest prayer. He did not know how to pray, so he spoke plainly. If you see me, help me believe it. Silence, not absence. Nothing happened immediately, but the silence felt different, not empty, attentive, relearning. Identity if God saw him. Then his value wasn't voted on by others. Identity shifted, slowly, bullying. Lost its absolute power. The words still hurt, but they no longer defined. Pain remained, but control weakened. Strength, redefined strength, stopped meaning dominance. It became endurance, the courage to remain gentle, the courage to be visible. He raised his hand once, spoke softly, and survived. Small acts of resistance. He made eye contact. He didn't apologize for existing. Tiny victories accumulated faith as a shield. Not a sword faith. Did not make him aggressive. It made him anchored, protected from collapse. Understanding the bullies, he began to see their pain. Not excuse it, but understand. It compassion replaced hatred. Forgiveness as freedom. Forgiveness was not instant, but it was liberating. He stopped carrying their voices the day he looked in the mirror differently. Did not see weakness. He saw survival and something like dignity. God's gaze changes everything. To believe God sees you is to believe your life matters, even when no one applauds. Becoming a presence for others. He noticed others like himself, quiet, overlooked, and he stayed. Faith does not erase scars. The scars remained, but they no longer dictated the future. Learning to speak without fear, his voice found shape. Not loud, but steady. Purpose. Born from pain, pain became perspective. Perspective became compassion. Compassion became purpose. The bullied becomes the protector. He did not seek revenge. He chose protection. God's attention is not earned. He did not become worthy. He was always seen. For those who feel invisible, if you feel overlooked, you are not forgotten. You are seen. The final truth: he was bullied. That was real. But he believed. God saw him, and that belief did what cruelty never could. It gave him a self that could not be erased.